faces again, can I just say how happy I am to see all your sweet faces? What a day we are having. I don't know, I'm having a great day, right? You guys having a good day? I'm thrilled to hear this. And I'm also thrilled to bring some very, very special people up onto the stage to talk a little bit about police work. These are the men of the SBPD. Yes, perhaps you've heard of them. Of course, there really is no man of the SBPD without the woman of the SBPD. That's correct.
Yeah, because you can't have man without woman.
Most definitely, especially this one. Kirsten Nelson, ladies and gentlemen.
Hi.
How cool is this?
I know, this is fantastic. Thank you, everybody, for making this happen. Come on!
And now may I present to you the men of the SBPD, Detective Lassiter, Tim Amundsen. The gruff and inimitable Henry Spencer, Corbin Burnson. There's a lot of manliness up here, isn't there?
There certainly is.
Yes.
Thank you for noticing, Tim.
Here we go. Everyone, enjoy this.
Thank you, Tim. That's Tim Melchiger, everybody. Tim Melchiger. Hi, gentlemen.
Hi. Hello.
So they decided to do a little panel of the men. I guess the ladies went over really well.
You are so lucky right now, Kirsten.
I kind of am, because I'm with the fabulous... God, you guys look good. I think it's the lighting. It's all good. It's all good. But, welcome. Welcome, guys. I know that they put this together because they want to know about the men of the SBPD. Okay, so you guys
Even the retired men.
Even the retired men, but you have all been cops in this universe, right?
Well, no.
Don't.
No.
But I know.
Employees of.
I'm confused as well why you're here.
We'll get into that. I was told that we were selling burial plots, so no.
Yeah, there's pamphlets out the back, so if you pick some on the way out.
Sure, I thought it was timeshares.
This is timeshares too, though. It's like split every 5 minutes.
Have you all heard of Amway? Because let me tell you some quality products we have for you today.
Yes, so you, Timmy, you were a cop on this show.
I was until I became chief of effing police. Not that I could fill the shoes of the original chief of effing police.
You're talking about Trout, aren't you? Because he's a man. Yeah, you are.
No, I'm not.
Thank you. Yeah, you were a cop. You were a cop.
I was the cop.
You were.
I taught the cop of the show how to be a cop.
That's true.
You know, we never really had like a full scene of a flashback of Henry being a cop, though, did we? Like you walking around the SBPD.
Well, you saw the hair.
I know. Congratulations, you used to have it.
I used to have hair, yeah. No, I was actually born bald.
Do you think the SBPD looked the same when you were a cop there?
Oh no, when I was a cop, we did real work.
Oh my
Not this fake psychic detective stuff.
That was a good, you held your tongue there for a minute, didn't you? That stuff, this detective stuff. If you could have had one scene that was not written in psych of Henry being a cop, of being a man on the show, since it's the men of the SBPD, what scene would you like to portray?
Well, it's where these Colombian drug lords came to Santa Barbara and kidnapped me.
That's a good storyline.
And they took me out to Catalina Island, and they held me captive for a year.
A year?
A year, a full year.
Okay, where's
Henry
Sean?
Smith was like, "Where's Henry?"
Oh.
That was the thing around the department. Where's Henry? I disappeared.
So you've gone for like a year. No one.
For an entire year, but during that year on Catalina Island, I brought down an entire cartel.
By yourself.
Single-handedly.
Okay, is this where the Hawaiian shirts came from? You were living on an island for that whole time?
No, the Hawaiian, yeah. Well, I did a little gig in Hawaii afterward. I wrote a book about it. Did you read the book, Henry's Time on Catalina Island, busting the Colombian drug cartel?
I must have missed that one.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Well, they sent me to Hawaii and they sent me to the Dole pineapple fields. And I loved Hawaii. I actually met Tom Selleck while he was doing Magnum PI.
Of course.
And just fell over head over heels for Tom.
A tale of Henry was never actually written. This started.
When Henry has so little to do in this show, I had to make up this kind of stuff just to reinvent Henry.
I think you've got the cold opening for Psych 4.
Yeah, it's like, I actually do have an entire story where Henry disappears and Sean has to find him, but, this is my big idea, but Henry's made himself disappear to prove to Sean that he's not as good as he thinks he is.
Does that mean we all get to shoot in Kauai?
What is that?
Does that mean we all get to shoot in Kauai?
Yeah, we'll shoot that one in Kauai. Well, Henry will go off to Kauai, yeah.
Okay, all
Now, I
right.
want to prove Sean wrong. Once and for all.
The dominoes will fall. What are you doing? Why would you do that?
I know the dominoes well, and they won't fall.
Oh my gosh. All right, so we have our cold opening, we have your past. I love that you've, kind of put these stories together constantly.
I just made all that up right then and there.
This is the
Probably
probably
tough.
that goes to as professional actor making is not only is sometimes actors they write their bios. He wrote his futures.
Yeah, you wrote your future. And actors, you don't have enough time to do it on every project you do, but like we're supposed to get our parts and we go, I do my Bible, I do my background, what bird am I? What painting am I? We don't have time to do that shit here. So,
You can say,
do it.
you say that and I have to say
Out.
stuff. Is that it?
Because today I'm a man.
I think Henry was a pigeon.
Carrier pigeon.
Tim, is there a scene that you wish that Lassie could have played during the Psych season? We just got an entire opening sequence, cold opening for Henry.
Well, now I got some pressure on me. It would probably involve Lassie with some type of automatic weapon.
Automatic weapon?
Like an M16, something involved.
Wait, like a automatic weapon?
Yeah, I mean, he's because I think honestly the 1911 is not enough for him.
Oh my gosh.
For Lassie. Maybe it involves the cartel that Henry's from.
Well, you don't know, but you were actually there. You kind of rescued me.
Yeah, I get to be in the fourth movie then.
Yes, I don't think you're not going to be in the fourth movie. Kurt, why are you here?
Oh. Well, moral support. To borrow a line, from Psych, I'm the coroner, bitch.
Let's be honest, other than O'Hara, he's my emotional support human.
And now, you and I, remember the talk we had the other day?
Don't.
No. We had a talk, I'm going to say it. Oh!
Well, now you have to.
Oh, you guys.
It was not for me, she knows that in Santa Barbara County, in reality, the coroner is the sheriff in real life. If you went to Santa Barbara County right now, the coroner is the sheriff.
Dude, you just flipped the entire show on its head.
So we were might be my boss.
But we figured out, and it was sort of your idea, that everybody knew this, but no one told Woody. Because they knew that he was entirely incapable of being the dog catcher. He's a good coroner, but that's it. He's not even a good coroner.
The call comes in of like, hey, can the sheriff come out? Oh, the sheriff's busy. Oh, no. Yeah, that would have been disastrous. However, that's a great spinoff.
It is, yes, it is a good spinoff.
Woody Strode, Sheriff Coroner.
Sheriff Coroner. He's the sheriff. Remember there was She's the Sheriff?
Yeah.
You guys were not born yet when that show was on. But Woody, I gotta say, his whole reason for living was fulfilled in Last Night Gus. Because he got to go out and be a policeman. Anything. I remember I stuck to you like glue. Well, I stuck to you like a powder donut. Powder on a donut. I mean, I got to be one of the guys. It was absolutely everything that Woody wants to do. And if I do come back, if there is a back, I want to be a cop.
Oh, no. I think, and Last Night Gus, you had that really, everybody loves Last Night Gus, we know. But it was like you guys got to be guys. You were bumbling, silly fools of guys.
How dare you?
I think we solved the case.
So easily.
So I killed one donut. He had it coming.
That was a good shoot date. That was a really good shoot date. But also, with all three of you guys being guys, and I'm calling this out in real life. And I see you questions. Don't worry. All three of you have been married for a very long time.
Yep.
And I have to applaud that in this day and age that you have.
Well, we really applaud our wives because they're the ones just get put up with.
Well, the temptations that I have had. Oh, goodness. When you have this hair, this bone structure, my goodness.
It's not hindering me.
Well, you've got good bone structure, and you do. But me, oh my God, I'm
How long have you been married? How long have you been married?
How long have you been married?
31 years.
Corbin, what is it?
37.
Timmy, how long have you been married?
How about you guys will be 28 this year in October?
Nice. Wow.
Okay, so when they keep saying, oh, you go to Hollywood, you don't last, there's nothing but you don't find love, you never find a partner, you guys have proved everybody wrong.
Absolutely.
But I can say we have 3 amazing partners.
Yeah,
And
you
they
guys
have kept the whole thing
do.
together, I
Yes.
guarantee it.
Yeah,
Your wives are amazing.
she was. She was really amazing on Psych. You know the episode where I kind of take her on a date?
I got to wear a dress in that
Yeah, right.
episode. I was out of the office. That was one of the first times that I'm like, ooh, I'm in a dress. It's a little like Diane von
But
Furstenberg.
it was really weird looking across the table at her. I was married. I thought, like, this girl's hot. This is great.
Not even thinking, oh wait, we share
And
a hotel
I'm going to go back to
room.
my hotel room with her. It's great.
And that was exciting, right? You got to act with your wife.
I got to after my and get turned on by her as Henry. I guess that's what people do when they do role play, I guess.
You know, this is an
In fact, if we get really bored, I just go, let's do Henry and whatever her name was again.
so much information for them.
Too much information, guys. Okay, what is something that your wife does that makes you feel special? Don't turn it on like, this is what I do for my wife because I love it. What's something that she does for you that makes that Corbin as a man feel special?
Keep it clean.
Keep it clean.
This is goofy, but I really appreciate this. We get up in the morning, we have our tea every morning. It's the same thing. We look at news, see what's there. By the time I go up, our bed is made. And she makes our bed every single day.
It is the little things.
It is the little things. I can't describe it, but she just makes our bed.
And that's
then we destroy it at night.
Oh.
And then she makes our bed.
My God.
I walked right into that. But Kurt, do you have something?
We destroy it twice on Saturday
You know,
night.
you can just,
So much for keep it clean.
that one I'll
There's so much
get
to
into.
say about how you destroy it.
And that is his version of keeping it clean.
That wasn't clean?
It was beautiful.
I didn't say a naughty word.
Well,
I said she makes my bed.
She doesn't change the sheets. She just makes the bed.
Wow, Kirsten.
Wow.
I'm surprised at you, Kirsten.
We should have let that one go, gentlemen. Kurt, what's something that she does to make you feel special?
it's weird. It's another morning thing, okay? I used to make the coffee in the morning. And we have this coffee where we, grind the beans. We live in LA, okay? We grind the beans, we have the filter, we do the thing. It's out of like a magazine. And she hated my coffee. Absolutely hated. This is the good part. She hated my coffee. So now, I wake up, 5 minutes after waking up, she comes in with my steaming hot cup of coffee. And she makes banana, like a banana cake.
Like a bread, like a banana nut bread.
Banana bread. And like 2 pieces of banana bread. Every morning.
So she hated your coffee, and while your back was turned, she's like, I got this. And then she makes the coffee for you now.
She never told me she didn't like it. She'd always go, thank you. And then suddenly I was no longer making the coffee.
But that makes you feel good.
Are you kidding me?
No, I'm not.
I hate making coffee. It's like, what a drag. Just get some coffee and, throw it in.
And I hate making
grind the beans and all that stuff. And that's how she likes it.
It's also called Folgers or Maxwell House.
I understand.
I know, but it's LA. But you're married still, so thank God.
That sounds really good. You want to switch one week?
Tim, save us. Tim, what's something that Allison does to make you feel special?
Well, how about not leaving me after I had a stroke?
Oh.
That's pretty damn special.
I know she's in here somewhere, so,
She's blushing.
where's Allison? We all gotta shout her out.
There. She's got
She
it.
hates it when we do this. Allison, I'm sure she But then in addition to that, as if that wasn't enough, much like Kurt, she brings me coffee every morning.
This is all we need to do for you guys? Make your coffee?
That's what's got us through almost 40 years each here. It's like, it's coffee and tea and making beds. It's not the big stuff.
It's not the big stuff.
It isn't.
It isn't the big stuff.
Wait, Corbin.
What?
What are you saying? Come on. Come on.
I'll give her the
no,
big stuff.
It is the little.
Yeah, it's the little stuff.
It's the little things that they can do to spite you, and instead they do because they love you.
And all the things I never say thank you for. So thanks, Kirsten, for giving me the opportunity to say, Allison, thanks for bringing me coffee every morning, and sometimes a little muffin or.
Thank you, Allison. But when we were up in Canada, because we all shop in Canada, you didn't have your wives to make you coffee, but that's okay. We found, other ways to do that, right? But Canada...
Yeah, we could find coffee.
Yeah.
Aren't men smart? Yeah, we were able to find coffee in the morning.
Make coffee fun,
Okay, this is really how you feel, okay? You don't like men.
I love
You're
that.
surprised that we can find our own coffee.
I am surprised.
I didn't realize this panel was called Man Babies.
No, it's to lift you up. And, but when we were gone, and you had your favorite SBPD stuff, I'm gonna ask one more question because I see them. Canada, what was your favorite place to shoot in Canada? Because we were a home away from home. And
I always like out at Henry's house. I love that.
Down White Rock.
Beach. Yeah, White
Crescent
Rock.
Beach.
Yeah, right, White Rock.
Why?
It's just beautiful. It was beautiful. The tide. It was just. I like that house. I actually love to live in that house.
It was a nice house.
It was a nice
Really
house.
good
It was
house.
great, really. But also the community down there was great. Everybody was wonderful. Fish and chips around the corner was great.
Kurt, do you
I
have a
remember those
favorite?
fish and chips.
Yeah, fish and chips.
Well, I rarely got out of the coroner's office.
Until you get to the sheriff's
I didn't
office.
go outside much. But my favorite place in Vancouver was Stanley Park, which, if you've ever seen a picture of it, is one of the most beautiful places on earth.
Well, and it's used for so much. It's like other planet, like what everybody else shoots up there. It's like a different planet. It's like Japan. It's whatever. It's futuristic.
Japan.
Yeah.
Really?
I think Shogun shot up there.
Oh.
Shogun. But it's beautiful. It's like Jurassic Park.
It really is, yeah. Yeah, it's absolutely gorgeous.
Timmy, what do you got? It doesn't have to be where we shot. Where do you love to
I was
go?
saying, I'm pretty partial to Stage 3 at North Shore Studios.
North Shore Studios.
Because not only was it our home for 8 years, but just over the street, I don't know if you all knew this. Well, once you cross the street, when you walk out the studio, there's a beautiful river. There's the Seymour Rivers right there. And I used to, if I had enough time, I would sort of look at the schedule and Lucy, my dog Lucy, was always with me up on set. So she and I would go for a hike. There's the nature preserve right there. She and I would just start walking. One of my favorite hikes was right behind the studio there, along the river up in the
Yeah, we were really lucky to be up there at North Shore because of being surrounded by that nature, right? It was gorgeous up there. It was truly, and it was a home away from home, right?
To those of you who haven't been, which is probably most of you, Vancouver is a great place to visit, summer or winter. You know, I do recommend it. And I'm
A little less winter.
I'm getting paid a small amount by British Columbia government to say that.
The Office of Tourism is now like paying Kurt Fuller. Good job, honey. Good job. Do we?
Supernatural British Columbia, but they call it.
Supernatural, what about it?
If you had an extra 2 hours off in between lighting, you could walk to the JDB right in that little strip mall over there.
Did you like that?
I'd like that very much then.
Okay. Since we're talking about filming,
Which is coffee, by the way, JDB.
because that's where you would get your coffee when your wife couldn't bring you coffee. Just say yes.
Yes, and I found it all by myself.
Was that the one on the way to the studio?
Well, you know, there was kind of a little strip mall by the studio that.
Right.
Yeah, you can walk to it. Okay, before we open it up to those guys.
There was also one. There was right on when we worked down towards Hastings. You know, sometimes at the our teams were so amazing because they knew like the quickest way to every Starbucks and or JJB on the way to San.
Since you were talking about filming, it kind of reminded me of your men. That if you, in the biopic of your life, when they're ready to shoot the movie of you, Corbin Burnson, you're ready?
Yeah.
But let's gender bend it. Who would be the woman that plays you? Okay, and you're all getting the same question, so think now, or forever hold your peace.
Are we getting the same question?
Yeah, who's going to be the
I wanna
gender bending version of you? What woman would play Kurt Fuller in the movie of your life?
Wow.
I can't think of
That's really
a
tough.
hideous woman. a confused,
A confused
scrambled,
woman.
but somebody, oh boy.
Yeah, you have to
Who
think
would
about it,
be,
don't you?
You know, who was the four women who years ago,
Designing women.
no, not Designing Women,
Golden Girls.
Golden Girls, the tall one.
B. Arthur?
B. Arthur. B. Arthur.
Today's Murphy.
Oh my God,
Perfect. Perfect.
I would watch that and pay
I'm
twice.
sorry, Dee. I know you're not with us, but if you're listening, I'm sorry.
She's going, I'm signing up right now, Kurt. I'm coming back. B. Arthur, fabulous. Do you have something?
Wow. No.
Tim?
Jane Lynch.
Can Jane play baseball?
She can be tough. She can be a tough bitch, right?
Yeah.
So, okay.
He said it.
Well, you said it for some episode. You said the B word.
It's how you use the word perfect.
No, Jane would be, She's tall.
She's tall.
She's blonde.
Yeah. And she's a smart ass.
No, she's a smart ass.
Wickedly funny.
She can be funny, she can be serious.
Very serious.
She's bright.
And she's hated. Perfect.
Tim, what do you have?
I'm trying to think who the female George Clooney is, but
Wow. You're so sexy. It's the facial hair.
according to people, and by the way, this is just going to keep this, because I got this new job, thanks everybody. This sucker's just going to keep going, because they don't want me to cut anything. Sorry, Allison.
So, who do you think?
I'm going to go with Emma Thompson.
Emma Thompson.
Because it takes such a great actress to find the depth that is not me. I mean, she can do a limp.
Yeah, she's got great hair. I saw her in that Men in Black International. I watched it. So you didn't have to, everybody. Emma Thompson's got great hair.
To be totally name dropping, I was working on a show called Gallivant. And her husband, Greg Wise, was on the show, and we had a mutual friend. So one day he's like, "Come up to London. Oh, you've got the weekend off. Come to London, meet the wife." And so I had dinner with Emma and Greg. The woman can put away a bottle of scotch, much like she can drink a bottle of whiskey, like much like I've been known to work whiskey. So I would say Emma.
Now, guys, I would watch these movies in a heartbeat. And B. Arthur's coming back for you.
I welcome it.
Can I get rid of Judy? Get rid of Jane Lynch? I want to change it.
No. We fired her in the table read, so it's fine. So you can replace her now.
Okay, Jodie Foster. That seems more right.
She's a little sprite, though.
A little what?
I like that she's a little thing.
Yeah.
But I like that.
She's tough.
She's very tough.
Good actor.
Bitch has a left hook like you wouldn't imagine.
Right? I would want. Oh, that would be really good, Corbin.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'd like to work with her.
Well, hopefully the writers are listening to all of this and they've got your cold opening for, season 4, and then we're going to do the gender-bending biopics of your lives. Do you guys want to open it to questions?
Sure.
Unless Kurt, you got something?
No. Would you like to say anything?
Why would you put me on the spot like that? I can come up with anything, but...
I know, and that's why we're going to open it up to
let's
questions.
open the question.
Do we want to... Yes?
Thank you. Hi, I'm Rihanna from Alabama, and you guys on the show worked in a very male-dominated field. So I was wondering, who was your favorite female co-star to work with on set?
Who is your favorite female co-star to work with on the set?
Kirsten.
I just needed my name. No. All right. Go ahead. You can answer for real.
Absolutely.
But if there was a guest star on the show, who was your favorite female guest star to work with?
Sybil Shepherd.
Yes. She's outstanding.
She's my wife.
I know.
She left me. She ruined my life. She destroyed Sean. Everybody blames me, but it was Sybil.
Listen, you were gone for a year. Those were his formative years, and you were gone fighting the cartel and Catalina.
I single-handedly stopped every drug coming to Santa Barbara, though.
Thank you, Henry Corbin.
No, Henry. Thank you, Henry.
Thank you, Henry.
And that's why they moved to Miami. Kurt, who's your favorite female co-star?
Well, that's an interesting question because most of the female guest stars I worked with were corpses.
Yeah. Just the way you like it.
There wasn't a lot of interaction, and Woody, the women he was with.
Stop right there.
Were suspect. They were suspect. Let's remember our safe words. We've all heard it. But the one I did spend a lot of time with, who I ended up liking, was Mira Sorvino.
Mira. Yeah. What a great poll. Absolutely. Absolutely. Tim, what do you got?
The female Corbin, Jane Lynch. Because last year having that crazy crush on Jane's character was so fun to play.
What did she call you? Like, let's go, big boy. Or
Sure, we'll go with that.
That was very good.
those are good. Not Mercedes rule. The Gooch.
The Gooch was also fantastic.
But Jane, what a great one. That's a great gal.
And she's such a, we actually run into her every now and then. She's actually, she was at a restaurant near my house, and I started walking past and I was like, oh, that's Jane. And then I went to bother her, and she was so sweet. She noticed me, came back on her way back to her table, and specifically stopped and said hello. I was like, you sweet, sweet, sweet woman. She's just the sweetest.
Do you want to change your answer again, Corbin? Should we go back to Jane, or you want to keep going?
Nah.
Okay. What do we got over here? Thank you.
Hi, so my name's Amanda, and my question is for everybody except Tim. My question is, what was your favorite scene that you did with Tim?
What's your favorite scene that you did with Tim?
Well, mine's no secret. It's at the end where I come and see you in, what, was that the first film or the second or the third? At my house.
At the house? No, that
Me
was,
by my house, that scene.
that was 3.
Yeah, that's my
Right.
Gus.
Yeah.
This is Gus.
That was real.
That was beautiful.
That was one of my favorite scenes over the course of the entire show. Tim knows that.
But also the reason that, because it was still, I mean, I've credited many times that this production, these people in this psych family, giving me back my career, and I was still like, and even to this day, I'm still like a little wobbly at my feet, literally. But just technically what acting was. So, I mean, that scene was really, it was about the Lassiter's and my own personal existential crisis about what it was going to do with his life. And to have a pal like you, like, or to have such a great actor like you, just be there, like, looking around, like, it was just true. That really, you held me up through all that.
Yeah.
The greatest thing in the world is getting to work with friends. And so when you, after all these years, when you get to have establish a relationship off screen, and then have that real relationship just be, just literally just like be, if that makes sense. It was just a gift.
Yeah, it was also because we really had nothing to do over the entire 8 years together. You know, this was like a
No
moment.
scenes
It was
together,
the
yeah.
first real moment I had. I mean, other than you being pissed off at me or something.
We had one scene in the truck when, again, just last about being my father, where I was asking you for father.
Oh, right.
advice. But that was a little moosh to that
Yeah.
feast of a scene on your porch.
No, that was truth. Like you said, that was truth. It was real. Yeah. In my favorite place.
You and I in real life had talked a lot about it, because I couldn't sort of gone you like with my crisis of what the hell am I going to do now? And you were one of the really supportive ones.
Right.
You were one of the first people to say that, like, my second actor, that Tim 2.0 could be better than the original version.
Okay, Kurt, top all that.
Top all that.
Are you guys done? Get a room. This is not going to be that, but that is lovely and that's wonderful when that happens. But with Tim, this is something that you guys didn't see, but I will tell you now. When I first came on the show, it was in season 4. Well, let me go back to when I was born. No, when I first came to the show, it was season 4, and
Which is ridiculous. Like, how was there ever a season without Woody?
well,
I know, every time you bring up season 4, I'm like, you weren't in seasons 1 through 3?
no,
Oh, boy.
no. Nobody watches them anyway, don't worry about it. Tim and I we knew each other. Have we done the play? Yeah, we've done it. We worked in. He's an incredibly talented stage actor, and
Look at stuff.
I admit, early on especially, I was a little intimidated by Tim. because no, I'm not kidding, because, you know, I regarded you as a, you know, somebody I always wanted to impress, because I thought you were so talented. You, not so much. So, we were doing a scene, I think it was the head, the tail, the whole, about the shark.
Head, the tail, the whole damn episode. Yes.
So, we're, I think it was the first time I was really in the morgue with you. Everybody's around the table, we've got the dead body, or the corpse. And they'd written some incredibly funny lines for me to say. And I was drawing the picture of a shark tooth or something on the body, and Tim, I didn't realize, is one of the great laughers of all time. And
one of the great breakers of character.
It ruined so many scenes with his laughing.
So many scenes with his
But
laughing.
it was the first time I could not get through a line, he would start laughing. I would say a word, he would go, okay, no, I'm fine. And he'd start going, and it really took about 20 minutes for me to get 2 lines out. And it was the happiest day of my life because I made Tim laugh. And I really started feeling more comfortable. I thought, okay, if I can make him laugh, I'm good. And that, to me, that's the best scene we ever had together.
Well, my friend, first of all, that play you mentioned, yeah, I mean, I did it because James asked me, and I love James, but you were really the icing on the cake when they said that you were going to be in. I was like, yes, I want to need some Kirsten.
Oh.
No, it's the truth. That's the truth.
Who knew this would turn into another love fest?
Now we get to get the room.
Get around. Hi, do we have a new question over here?
I do have a new question. First off, Tim, we're all so happy to have you here, and we're really grateful that you took the time.
Why, what happened?
I tripped up the stairs. That we were a little concerned about that. I'm also not crying. You're crying from Corbin's story, but Kurt, you actually inadvertently teed up my question for me, so thank you for that. My question to all of you is, we know how much improv happened on that show. Are there any specific moments that you can remember where your character almost broke or absolutely lost it?
Tim?
Tim, you're savvy.
Yeah, you're the one.
One of my favorites, I mean, and taking back to those mark scenes, Kurt, all I had to do was look at you. You made me laugh, so, not that you're funny, like, I just find you such a funny comedian.
Right back.
I was always just swayed, so you were so funny as Woodrow Strode.
Oh, well, thank you very much. And I can tell by the applause that the audience doesn't agree with you.
Well, and I love that you asked, like, almost broke. I mean, there was really no almosts. I mean, we did break so
Always.
much.
Once I started to go, there was no stopping me.
Not with you. I mean, you just, oh God.
So the slipper,
Right.
like the slipper started to go,
And now you said your nose would start to flare, and that's when we knew it was
Your
coming.
nostrils flare, and you know you're going.
See, with Lasser, because Lasser had no sense of humor, so he can't even crack a smile half the time.
Oh, Henry Spencer, where are your pants? Because it was a long shot. I don't know, Karen. There was the master shot of you guys, of you four sitting in the chairs, and all just looking so dumb. You're all wet, and it was all James could do to keep it together before Corbin said his line. Before Corbin said, I don't know, Karen.
Because you were so disgusted with yourself.
You're so disgusted with yourself, and to make James laugh is a little piece of gold nugget. Because that man could keep it together like nobody's business.
Yeah.
So we were all just holding before Corbin would say his line, and it was many takes because you got James to laugh. And that was a gift. Oh, that was golden.
I did that?
You did that. You did that, you couldn't
What show was this again?
Oh my God. So you got him to do it, and that was fun. That was my favorite memory.
I could hardly, the line I had of to you, and I was always hitting on you, and I said, you know, you're the boss of doing me. Remember that? That's a funny line.
It's a funny line, and
It's Steve Frank's line, it's gotta be. And
the Willies.
I could hardly, I knew it was coming, and I just, because you were so horrified. And you were so horrified, I almost never got through it.
And you, oh yeah, even before you got the line out, I was going, no, no.
And when you know it's coming.
Why didn't I fire you?
Well, that's the magic of television. that I never got fired.
Because you're my boss, and I couldn't have fired you as the sheriff of the county.
And that case is called a callback.
Thank you. Thank you.
I think my favorite break was in Juliet Takes a Lava, when James and I are undercover and hugging, so we don't blow her cover. He gives me the being tender and he grabs my ass. He just laughs there, I'm being tender. I just had such joy by having him grab my buttocks. Well, I just last year in that situation with Sean was so funny to me that he just killed me.
Because the foil, when you can make the foil break, and he's no longer a foil, as Lassiter was meant to start off as, it's kind of fun.
You just tickle the foil's buttocks and then turn.
On the buttocks joke, do we have a next question?
Hi, my question is for Corbin. We have always wondered in our house how you were able to afford such wonderful homes and real estate on a cop's salary.
Well, as I've told you before, I was on the island of Catalina. And I did become friends with the Colombian drug lord. No, it's just a modest little house. It's a
Henry's house or
Henry's house,
Corbin?
Are you a policeman, sir?
cottage.
Are you a policeman? Oh, I thought I heard bitterness.
Okay. The truth
Made
is
an accusation, Kurt.
that I've never told anybody, and I don't know if even the people who created the show know this. It was my grandfather's house.
Oh, you've got another history behind Henry.
Yeah.
So this house that you live in...
Herman Spencer. Yeah.
You know his name?
Herman Spencer. Herman.
You're making this up.
Herman Spencer.
I know you're too lazy. You didn't write this whole thing.
My father's name was Hillary Spencer. That's another story. And I became Henry. Herman, Hillary, and Henry. And that's how I got my house at the beach.
I give up.
That became Lassiter's house. Because I wanted to give it to my kid, but not a chance.
Thank you.
Wow. I just got a whole story for Henry going
But
here.
did Brian Doyle Murray, your brother, ever want to get in on that inheritance?
What's that?
Did Brian Doyle Murray, as your brother, ever want to get in on that inheritance to the house?
Brian Doyle Murray.
Brian Doyle Murray was his brother?
Yeah, he was Sean's uncle.
We had an episode where Henry has a brother?
I do, but my brother is Steve and Weber.
Brian Doyle Murray.
I'm right with this. Am I right? Tell me I'm right.
Is he right?
Wasn't my brother Stephen Weber?
You had two brothers.
What? I had two brothers?
Well, you got, 4 grandfathers. Can't you have 2 brothers?
See, you know why actors are crazy? I don't know any of this stuff.
Uh-oh, what, Steve?
Come on, you know this, Corbin.
What?
Uncle Jack. And then Brian Doyle Murray was your father.
Okay.
Oh, in flashbacks.
Shut down.
Oh, okay. Phew.
Brian Doyle Murray was my father?
Steve, are you drunk already?
Where
Oh
is
my
he? He's like a
God.
voice. Does that help or hinder? Okay, next.
Hi, I'm Paula. I traveled the whole hour from Delaware. I just first want to say you guys are my favorite characters on the show. You know, you guys are the best. A lot
Suck it, everybody else.
That's right. A lot of us use phrases or lines or words from the show in our everyday life. Do any of you do that, like in general conversation, pull out lines from the show in your everyday life? And Kurt, we know what yours is.
Do you say lines from the show, like the one-liners that the boys would banter about? Do you ever do that in your real life?
Never.
Seriously?
Oh,
Nothing?
never. I don't remember these lines. You guys remember so much more of this stuff right here.
Ryan Doyle Murray.
Ryan Doyle Murray? Steve, help me.
Okay, nothing.
Zero.
Okay.
It's not registering it. What year was that?
I believe you. Never. 1987.
Ooh.
Kurt, do you have a favorite line? Or do you say...
What? Cut me off while I'm answering, go ahead. On your own, no. I have two, and people have heard them before. One of them is, stay creepy. And the other one, I say to my wife sometimes, we've done nothing wrong.
And then you say, please come back today.
Nothing wrong!
Timmy, do you say any of the one-liners?
I text Maggie often, just a mean, you know, ...
I did, come on, son. Come on, son. If my kids, I know, thank you. If my kids are acting up, I'm like, come on, son. So my best Ed lover.
You know what line I should start saying? As I've gotten older, actually,
Oh God.
is from I should poop. From That's Uncut. My favorite one. I should poop.
It's also, it's cautionary, and there's a bit of surprise in it too.
Oh wait, did it go like this? I should poop.
Why not? Like a, yeah.
Well, this is a men's panel, so we could talk about aging and pooping at a later time. Until then, what do we have?
Hi, my name's Victoria. I'm from right here in Philly. No worries. I'm so incredible to meet some of my favorite actors who brought these amazing characters to life. My question is actually for Timothy. You're such an amazing character, an amazing actor and a well-rounded person. How did How did your experience in Psych the Musical inspire you to do more musically centered roles?
Well, flat out, it was the first time I'd done a musical since high school, and that experience that Steve, God bless you, Steve Franks, for giving me that one. I think I was on set going, I'd literally forgotten how much I missed performing in musicals. And that was, I went on then when I kind of made a vow that I wanted music to be a bigger part of my life. And then went on eventually, that directly led to me getting Gallivan. Just, apparently I'm just going to talk about my other work on this panel. So that was really it. I mean, it led me to go, oh, I love singing, I forgot.
Well, and you've got one of the better psych outs, Tim, when we started doing psych outs, because that was a scooping around for the credit stuff. And when you did, I'm too sexy for this shirt, and we're like, oh,
well,
Tim
the
is
highlight of that
that.
is Andy Berman coming in and combing my chest hair.
So yeah, you were always singing.
Yeah, you should have always been a singer. I mean, really, you're a natural. I mean, you're like we're born to sing, where I was not.
You know yourself.
Yeah, but no, you can really. I mean, and on Gallivan, you really had some chops. I mean, you were fantastic.
Thank you. Have you seen Gallivan? I'm just going to talk about Gallivan. That's right. Here's the crazy thing about Gallivan. So when I got that job, I don't know how I got that job, but I actually had to sing for Mencken, but Alan Mencken, the composer, which talk about terrifying, going into a room and singing for the great Alan Mencken, going, there's no way getting this job. Got the job and then had no idea what I was doing technique-wise. The very first week on that show, I'm in a recording studio with, and I cannot hit the note because I don't know what I'm doing. And I immediately started flop sweating at that, and I could sort of see through the booth, and they're all kind of whispering like, thinking, I'm about to lose this job. They're gonna realize I'm a fraud. Somehow I got through the song, hit the note and left to go on hiatus and swore I'm never going to have that happen to me again. So went home and immediately started taking singing lessons all through my hiatus. Just so that that moment of fear would never
That
happen.
feeling would never come back.
Yeah.
Yours
So that was a nice tee up. Thank you, Kurt.
Yeah, does that help? Fantastic, thank you.
Hey guys, just to start, Corbin, my daughter's headed to law school in a couple years, and Arnie is her favorite on LL.
Now I can go into some lines.
But this is for Tim and Corbin, and Kirsten too, for Vic's Days in Uniform. If you could select another fictional police officer to star in an 80s buddy cop movie with your character, who would you pick?
So are we our character and we're starring
You
with...
are your character
starring in the
during your
80s
Days in Uniform.
buddy cop. So you're starring in an 80s buddy cop drama as Henry. Who do you want to be with?
Columbo.
That's great.
Yeah, that's good. That would be a good one.
You remember he worked alone, though.
What?
You remember he worked alone, though.
Well, so did I. But they stuck us together. They gave us a boatload of money and said, be two cops together. And yeah, it's like the Odd Couple.
Oh, that's good.
Really good. I like that. Is it too late? Yeah, I guess so.
So we got some bad news. He's with B. Arthur.
Where did they go? I don't understand.
Kurt, who do you want to be a cop with?
Oh, I'm not a cop.
But you're...
Oh, you can be with Quincy.
Yeah. That's good.
That's a good one.
It's the only other...
Dick Van Dyke diagnoses murder.
Oh!
Tim, who you got?
Well, when I was in Gallivant, Barney Miller.
Yeah.
That's a good
when I
one.
hang on that precinct.
Yeah, that's a good theme song, too. That's amazing. I think, I don't want to say Cagney and Lacey, but it might have to be Lacey because, she's a chick. But, maybe Riptide. That's just dumb.
Did you say Riptide?
Yes.
Canada?
What was that?
What?
Oh.
What?
No,
Are we going back to you with the cartel on Catalina?
No, I'm saying, what buddy cop, who you are?
Riptide.
With all three of them?
Yeah, why not?
Ooh, Lacey.
Hello, men. Three on a match. Okay.
Wow.
It's bad luck. You'll get it later. Hi. Shelby.
Hi. My question is for Tim.
Hi, I'm Tim. Hi, Shelby. What you got?
I've been soon going into acting, and I was wondering if you could give me some tips.
Don't do it.
Kidding. Well, first, the most important tip I would give is you've got to get trained of some sort. Don't even just, are you in school now? Yes. So do every play you audition for. Just try and take every drama class you can. Just jump in. Don't be held back by fear. But the biggest one, just start doing whatever you can. Like for me, when I was in junior high, before I got Gallivant, the only opportunity I had was school plays. So, and then when I kind of got done with junior high drama school, I wanted a little more. So I started taking. I don't know if you live in a city that has like a children's theater or anything, but I grew up in Seattle. They had Seattle Children's Theater, which had a really amazing training program. So I started taking classes there. Actually, my first class in there was in stage lighting, just because I wanted to be around the theater. And then eventually I started taking their acting programs. But just do it wherever you can. And it's probably going to be school plays, which is the best place to start.
School. Do we have time for one more?
Yes, we have time for one more.
Thank you.
Hi guys, thanks so much for doing this. Corbin, is your wife single? Because she sounds awesome. No, that's not my question. Your wife is actually Kirsten.
Did you say is my wife single? Presently, she's over in France if you want to get all sexy on her.
Good to know. Kirsten, my question's actually for you. Sorry, boys.
For me?
Yes. I just rewatched the musical episodes of Psych, and girl, you got some pipes.
I know it.
My question is, what?
Understand about our skies? Sorry to interrupt you.
Right?
I'm agreeing.
No, please, agree away. Amazing.
That final note you hit in Santa Barbara skies was just angelic.
I'm saying. So my question is, what is your relationship with music? What is your training? There's something there.
There is something there, yeah, there is something there. And kind of like, little Shelby's question of like, what do you do? I did train. So I grew up in Chicago, and my parents started church choir, right? And then I went to a fine arts school, elementary school in Chicago. But public school, they just had a really focus on the arts, which I just completely value, and I hope it continues that these, programs for the kids coming up, because the arts are incredible. Yes, please support your local schools' arts programs. But then I sang with a group called the Chicago Children's Choir, which was down the South Side. And then but I didn't do like professional lessons. And I was never good enough to be that gal, in the musical, like the lead.
Disagree.
Thank you. I'm gonna be your best friend. Me and Amanda, we're coming with you tonight, yeah. We gotta go pick her up in France, so. But it's just really a love of music and kind of an appreciation for that, and it's like a heartbeat. So, yeah.
I hope you get to do more of it in a way we can hear it. Thank you so much.
Thank you. So you got 35 seconds, guys.
Let's give it up for our moderator, Kirsten Nelson. And
do you have any parting gift? Is there anything that you regret not saying in Psych? Is there anything that
What, singing?
No, or not saying. Is there any final things of a wish moving forward that you want to do in Psych again moving forward?
I think we have to say what we always have to say. We're only here because of all of you. I mean, nobody really understands this relationship. You are as much a part of Psych as we are, if not more. And we can only if we do it in a vacuum, it's nothing, it's funny. But without you guys, it's nothing. So you should know here that you're so much a part of this family, and that we all love you dearly, and we're thankful for you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Corbin Burnson, Kurt Fuller, Timothy Amundsen, the men of SBPD.
The men and the big boss of the SBPD. Let's hear it for them, please. Stay on your feet, guys. Good man. It's raining men. Hallelujah. Wait, what happened to my song? It's okay. It's all right. It's cool. Hey, everyone.